It's July 17th, 2011 in Central Virginia. My garden's growing up more and more. See my tomato plants. And this is a very happy marigold right there. It's like a bush. Hasn't started flowering yet. But lots of banana peppers on that. Here's my one of my tomato plants. Jelly bean tomatoes. There are quite a few on there. And next to it is the Juliet tomato plant. Let's see, coming around the side. They look good. If you look in here, there's actually tons of jelly bean tomatoes on here. I've already eaten a ton of Juliets. They're delicious. And these are my two. This is really a rough year for the 4th of July. Usually they do a lot better. But, I mean, I've eaten quite a few. I have 2 other 4th of July tomato plants in my overflow garden. But this one has leaf curl. I think it's been getting actually too much water. We had a lot of rain, and then this is the first plant on the line for the soaker hose. And this one, I tried to start a new one in its place, and the little seedling got wiped out, and this one's recovering, so I'm just going to let it go. And then I have another Juliet. This has a lot of tomatoes on it, a lot of red tomatoes. I've been making salsa for Jim. A little basil underneath my, this is a mortgage lifter tomato plant. And then over here, we have 2 cantaloupe plants, and I'm really happy to see that one of the cantaloupes is starting to get a lot lighter in color, and that's it right there. It's going to be the first one to ripen up. I can't really get a good look at where the stem connects because that tells me a lot too, but you can't really smell it yet, so I'm thinking it's got some more time to go. But this one is just huge. I should have brought my tennis ball out here, but it's a really big melon, and so they're very happy. There's melons all. Here's one. Here's one. They're all in there. Usually average about 9 cantaloupes per plant, and it just runs over out in that part of the garden. And my flowers have done really well. I try to integrate them with the edibles and make it look good. Lots of asparagus ferns, and the asparagus has been ferning out. We had a ton of asparagus to eat this year, which is great. And my cucumbers have been really happy. Oh wow, there's one that needs to be cut. I forgot about that. This is all one plant. It's a Poinsett 76. I grew them last year for the first time, and the plant was huge, and had this big, huge producer. And this year it looks like the same. And there's a nice cucumber in there. Yesterday I had noticed when I was picking that there were a lot that were getting close. So I guess I should get out here with my clippers in a minute. And this goes to show you how much your plants will grow up and how you need to have room for them. But the daisies you could see the footpath. The daisies just bush right over. And so I wish that the daisies were just a little smaller, but I love these Shasta daisies. They're beautiful. They make me smile just to look at them. And then I have another garden path that's in between the Black-Eyed Susan and the Shasta daisies, which is pretty much overgrown at this point too. But that's the way it is. Here's my watermelon plant over here. And for some reason it hasn't produced as many flowers. It was flowering quite a bit, and then when we had all the rain, I think it kind of rotted them out. But we do have one big watermelon, Sugar Baby. In past years, I really had a lot of watermelons, maybe even 5 to 7 watermelons on each plant. And this year, that's not going to happen. I gave it a little bit of organic fertilizer that's supposed to help with the flower. We'll see about that. Well, there are some flowers, but the problem is it's been mostly male flowers. See, here's a male flower, and I have to hand pollinate them. Oh, I can see that right next to it. You see them underneath the flower, that nice yellow flower? There's no little baby melon underneath there. But if you can see right next to it, there is another one, just a very undeveloped, and that will be a female flower. So that's good news. But anyway, I love my melons. Go back into the garden. Here's another, we have a lot of black-eyed Susans. Now these are the perennial ones, but I did have a bunch of annual ones. Here's some that are left over, and these ones are done, and so I put a garden path in there. And this is one big cucumber plant. It's a Burpee product. I think it's called Short and Crispy or Sweet and Crispy, or they're really good. I like them a lot. They're my favorites. And this year is the best it's ever done. I think because I put in these nice, they're really actually supposed to be for the tomato plants, but I didn't use them for the tomato plants, and I used them for the cucumbers, and I got them from Stokes. I may buy more of them, and then I connected the trifold cage so it had something to grow out on. And got dill, daisies everywhere. This is asparagus, which I love growing and eating. I must have harvested asparagus for about 2 months this year because they popped up in different areas, and so they harvest the ones that are in the sun come up sooner, and the ones that are not in so much sun come up later. My strawberry bed looks horrible. I'm going to redo it. That's why I'm starting some babies. Got some babies at another place. Trying to figure out how to hold these asparagus plants up so that they don't take up so much room. Next year I'm going to buy more of these type of things. Now there's a bad bug for you. Let me see. What's he doing? You can't really tell what kind of bug it is. I don't know. It's not an asparagus beetle. Lots of flowers. I need to get rid of some of these berries. There's just too many of them. And see, that's the big, huge, that's where I first started my asparagus. So it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And lots more flowers. And see, I actually have 2 cantaloupe plants planted amongst those flowers. You can't really tell that the cantaloupe plants have plenty of room, but but it doesn't look like I've got a farm here, which I don't. This is my yard. And let's see, some of the blackberries are getting ripe. I need to pick them sometime, I guess. But I have to say I like melons better than I like blackberries. Let's see what else we have. I have to go out around. Flowers out here look good. And I'm going to go show you where how I have my other cantaloupe plants kind of hidden. Lots of asparagus. More. They have more of these. These are the perennial black-eyed Susans. And you can see, it's easy if you're standing right there, you can see, here's another cantaloupe plant. Let's see. I can see the cantaloupes from here pretty easily. It's harder to see it on the video. Maybe I'll go around this way. See, there they are. There's a couple of them in there, several of them. And that's one plant. And it trails out over here. But then right up here we have another plant. I use the sticks to mark where I planted them, the black tipped sticks. Doesn't look like it's black tipped on the video. But there's more cantaloupes in here. They're doing well. And they trail out. And there's another cantaloupe. And this is the reverse side of my garden. This is the things we've just looked at. my pepper. Well, there's tomatoes, more tomatoes. And you can see that they've trailed out, come out here. And I see, for whatever reason, this cantaloupe is not going to make it. But that's what happens. Sometimes they're going pretty well and then it dies. But most of the time they grow well. They taste great. Unbelievable. And it's just been a nice year for gardening. We had a couple of 3 days here where we didn't have rain. It's actually sunny, but it was like no humidity. It was great. Maybe 3 or 4 days. It was very nice. I have another blackberry bush over there, and all those back there are raspberries, which they're not ripe yet. I harvested all my potatoes and most. There's just a few right here I need to harvest. And then I put down more mulch, and I decided, I got motivated to clean up my blueberry bushes, and this is one that needs to be trimmed. I looked on YouTube to find out how to trim them, so I'm going to get on that probably on Monday. And this nice looking one, and then one more. That one is the same type, the same variety. Now these two in the middle, boy, they look sickly. Not sure they're going to make it. I'll see what I can do with them. Either they'll make it or they won't. But the asparagus, yeah, I found a way to prop that up. I used a trifold cage, and I used those tomato stakes to hold up the trifold cage, to hold back all that asparagus, because it was flopping on this one, which is no excuse for this one, but it had a bunch of other stuff. But I put down big sheets of cardboard from cardboard boxes. You can see a little piece of the cardboard there. So as a weed inhibitor, and I'm going to put down some Hollytone in the fall, which is for acid-loving plants, because I need to lower the pH. And they say it's better to use pine needles. I don't have a lot of pine needles right now, but I put the other kind of mulch down, and I'll get the pH lowered, and hopefully these will look a lot better later on. I think I'd rather have blueberries than raspberries because they taste so much better. And then my overflow garden is over here, and it's getting more and more shade these days because the tree in the neighbor's yard is getting bigger. But the pepper plant is still doing well here. This one looks pretty happy. It's got peppers on it. I've been eating as many peppers as I want. And this is a Asian cucumber. Well, it's a seedless cucumber, and it's kind of getting attacked by stink bugs, which I think I got rid of all of the stink bugs. I hand-picked them, dropped them into soapy water, and killed them. But I'm not sure I'm going to grow cucumbers over here anymore. It looks sickly. The tomato plants, they could look better, but like I said, they get a lot of shade over here. And these are both 4th of July. And that's my edible part of my garden. Still have lots of flowers, purple cone flowers. Love those. Have a good day.